All-Pro Dallas Cowboy, does a show for the Cowboys. It's Cowboy Eagle Week. Hit the like button. Holy cow. Hold on here. Let me do this. Let me clean off my glasses here. I don't want to get hit by incoming Eagle love here. Hold on here. Maybe, you have to have your glasses on because between this guy and McMullen, man, I take incoming all the time when it comes to Eagle love. Get the W, stay healthy, don't play down, and get ready for Washington. That's right. Hit the like button. All right, folks. He is the co-host of Bards 365 in the pre- and post-game show. He is, without a doubt, one of the more younger, talented people in our business, and he is the co-host of Birds 365. He is Big Z, Zander Krause.
Thank you, Shells. What's going on, brother? That's a nice comment from the legend himself.
I think you're really kicking ass, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. What's up, everybody? It's a good day.
It is a good day. Hey, we will get to all your super chats. I promise you. All super chats will be read. I swear at the end of this thing, hit the like button. So 24 hours after, do you think the Eagles have done enough to win the NFC? And do you think they have enough to win the NFC? Were you disappointed or not disappointed that Howie didn't make a move?
I wasn't disappointed at all because we have a lot of young talent on this team. And, I thought if an opportunity presented itself that would be a game changer for your team and the deal made sense, I thought it was a no-brainer. But I don't think any of those were out there. Now, maybe you could argue Zadarius Smith would have been the move for what they sent for him and the productivity he's had this year. But I really didn't want to get into a situation of feeling desperate and overpaying for a guy who's on the other side of his prime and is probably going to be a marginal addition at best. I was all in for a guy that you would probably have here for a few years and could be a piece to build around. Now, Myles Garrett and them are never available, Max Crosby, but those type of talent, I would send a big bag to get one of those guys, but I wasn't super interested. I'm not going to lie to you. I wasn't oohing and ahhing at any of the older names that were out there. And I'm pretty good with where we are, man. I think this defense is getting better. And I don't think they were making a move on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm pretty good with where we are, man. I feel good about this defense. I think they're much ahead of schedule. And more importantly, if our offense plays up to the standard, I think we all believe. We said before the season we can win if they're 15th ranked. Right now, it looks like they're going to be better than that. So I feel pretty good. I'm not tripping on the trade deadline much.
I get you're looking at the defense and where the rankings are. I'm looking at the defense and where I think they are as a unit when it comes to being a playoff contending type of defense. Do I think that's a playoff defensive football team right now? I'm not sure. I don't know. There's no sample size to show me where when you're playing against 26 and 46 and you haven't played against really anybody yet.
Yeah, I mean, look.
Now let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay. That goes for a lot of teams. So for me to sit here on November 6th and say, well, they're trending in the right place. Okay, I think they are. I think it. How about this? I said it earlier. I think they're in a better place now this year than they were a year ago. And I feel better about your roster now than I did a year ago because of all the younger players. And because here's the most important thing, Zander. There's more unknown. Last year, you kind of knew what you had. You don't know how high the ceiling can get.
I agree with that.
That is, to me, that's a positive. That's not a negative. That's more of a positive for me. So on November 6th, do I feel better about the team? Absolutely. Especially the defense. Yes. Is it a playoff team yet? I want to see more of it.
I think they're clearly a playoff team. Super Bowl contender, not yet. Definitely not yet. But I mean, look at the NFC. Just based on the talent in the NFC, they're clearly a playoff team. And in my opinion, at least, I'm fine if you don't agree with that. But I'd push back and say they are. And then the other thing I'd add on the defense, and I do agree with what you're saying.
What are you basing that on? That they're a playoff team?
I mean, Well, no, they're top 3 right now defense, and I'm not saying. I mean, you're right. They haven't played everybody great, but you can only play who's in front of you. So what am I supposed to do? I mean, I can only take what the stats
I
say,
think you
and
temper
they're
it with I
and
think you
they're and
temper
they're the
with
number 6 overall offense. You know,
again, if I'm playing against shitty starting pitching and I've got 4 home runs in a game and I get into a playoff game and I'm going against Clayton Kershaw and he strikes me out 4 times, that's a whole different level of
there's
competition.
no doubt about that. But I can't know that until I play those
That's
good guys.
my point. I
Yeah,
know that.
yeah.
That's where
Well, I
I'm
think we're
at.
a playoff team.
You're further down the line with them thinking that they're more of that than I am
I
because
know, but you're telling me you don't even think they're a playoff team?
I didn't say that. In the NFC, I think everybody's a playoff team right
Okay,
now.
yeah. Well, I think
Okay.
but
And, and, and,
you
and
might
for
not
the
have
record,
meant
how
that.
do you, when you look at what Detroit's doing, you got 2 running backs. One guy's on pace for 1,100 yards. The other guy's on pace for 1,500 yards and 30 touchdowns. And you got a quarterback that's on pace for 30 TD passes.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got the second or first best offensive line in pro football.
I would say the first best. That offensive line is just
With Penei
nasty
Sewell,
good, man.
they're at left tackle. Dude,
No,
I
you're
got
not wrong. I mean, I think we're obviously on the ascend, and I think you bring up a good point where it's like you don't know what the ceiling is because you got so many young guys. But I think what they've shown to this point is a positive. And the only thing I'd call you out on what you said, because I don't have an issue with what you said. I think your objective take is correct, but that Bengals team is not shit. I mean, you projected them to beat us by double digits. And I'm not criticizing your prediction. I'm saying though, that's a solid win for this team. The way
And by
that
the way, did
defense,
you see who was named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week?
who was that? It was a
Trey
Henderson.
Henderson.
Yeah, wow. So he had a good bounce back week after the Birds game, but where Fred Johnson shut him down. But I thought that was a solid win. I'm not
It
saying,
is.
oh, hang your cap and this is the 85 Bears,
That's
but
a
I am
solid
saying, all right, that's
offensive
something.
performance.
Yeah, and look, we did our quarterback rankings yesterday. Both of us had Joe Burrow in the top 5. Right? He's a
Absolutely.
great player. So I think that's a solid win. I think you can build on that. You're right. I'm not going to crown us for stopping, the Giants and those teams. And I'm also not going to crown us if we have a good week this week versus the shitty Cooper Rush-led Cowboys. But I think they're building in the right direction. And I think some of the snaps these young guys are getting have really been promising. Like, take the stats out of it for a second. When I watch Cooper DeJean shadow Jamar Chase, one of the best wide receivers in the league, on a double motion route behind, he's going back and forth. He stops him behind the line of scrimmage when they need 1 yard. I look at that and say that guy can play.
Yep.
Now, is he going to be there every game? Probably not. Will he have moments that are bad? Probably not. But I see enough here to be at least optimistic that the defense is going in the right direction.
So let me ask you this. You think you're going to put a 50 burger on the Cowboys?
I don't know about that because at that point, I think they're going to get those starters out of the game. I mean, remember, I think, as much as I believe they're going to run Saquon, I think they're also feeling what you're feeling, where it's like, hey, man, if we have an opportunity to take him out of the game and kind of, keep him healthy, I think they're going to seize that opportunity. So I'm not going to say a 50 burger, but I don't think it's going to be a close game. I mean, I just don't see it. This Cowboys team is pitiful. They're honestly an embarrassment to the NFC East. I've never seen them. I don't remember ever seeing them this bad in my diehard NFL fandom life. I mean, they're always competent. Like even since I was in high school and back, I used to always count, okay, the Dallas will probably beat us 1 game. I don't think that's happening this year. They look just really fucking bad. So I think we're gonna sweep them this year. And then Commanders in 2 weeks, man. That's going to be a big game. That offense is playing good. Jaden Daniels is playing good. That's going to be a big game and a big test for the defense, no doubt.
Can I tell you what I love about the fact that I think they got the Steelers this weekend, Washington?
Yeah, and that Steelers. I mean, we have them later in the year.
And that defense is my point. Is that I mean, you're talking about a football team that could go in there is going to play lights out, and then they got to turn around and play a divisional game. On the flip side of that, I'll tell you what, man, Pittsburgh might beat that football team up because Pittsburgh is one of the better defensive football teams.
Yeah, they're an aggressive
in the NFL right now. Very aggressive football team.
Have you ever heard people talk about the Dan Campbell hangover?
Oh, absolutely.
Where people who play Detroit, they suck the next week because and remember, that's a short week, that Commanders game. That's a Thursday night game. So they had the Steelers on Sunday, this Sunday, November 10th, and then that Thursday night, so a week from tomorrow, we'll be playing the Commanders. So both teams are coming off a short week. One team is playing the gritty Steelers, who, whether you think they're talented or not, they're
do.
a physical football team. And we're playing the shitty Cowboys, who are 31st and are bottom of the league in defense and can't stop the run. I like our chances from a physical perspective. I think we're going to be feeling better going into that game on Thursday night, but should be a good one, man. I'm looking forward to that one, man. That's going to be a great football game. By the way, one thing I want to say to everybody, and thanks everybody for being here. What's going on, everybody in the chat? Good to see the JAKIB Legends, the JAKIB Nation in here. Regardless of what you feel about the election results, and I'm not going political, just give me a second. Regardless of what you feel, we are all united in our fandom for the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? The one and only time the Philadelphia Eagles have won a Super Bowl, the one and only time Donald Trump was in the White House. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to
look at him tie that in.
I'm looking like this, like, hey, man, we got one Super Bowl when that guy was in the office. I think we got a chance. I think we might be a Super Bowl team, Big Sil.
How in the world did you get? Hey, by the way, the only thing I'll ever tell anybody is, hey, all you pollsters, go eat a dick. Okay? Not one of you are right ever. I will never listen to anybody ever again that tries to tell me they are media propaganda people that work for the networks. And I'll say this to you about Elon Musk. Elon Musk has ended mainstream media because that guy helped Trump get across the finish line by going out and promoting him. And the only place, did you see that the most news place where people went to during this whole election period the last week was X?
I know.
They didn't go to the networks. They went to X.
Yeah, pretty.
He's got to be the most hated guy by the liberals right now of anybody on the planet because of what that guy did.
Well, you remember I brought up Elon one time on the show, and somebody in the chat started crying to me. I'm like, the dude is landing rockets on Mars, my dude. Like,
he's got
I think he's a pretty smart guy.
He's got electric. Hey, how can liberals not like him? He believes in free speech, and he's got electric cars, and he's flying gas, and he's flying like crazy airplanes and returning them back. It's crazy here.
Yeah.
Okay, so that thing last night, like I said, one thing I know is for sure, last thing for me on that again, is that I know my country's in a good place. You know why? Because democracy worked. It wasn't just the president. It was all down ballot. And half the country believed it. Now, half the country didn't like the guy. But at the end of the day, that's what we do here with this country. And we have one of the very few countries that can vote like that.
And I saw one dude. We got to get out of this because we'll be here.
I hate this too. I'm with you.
I know. We'll get out of it though. I mean, I saw one dude, and he's like an Eagles content guy, I guess you could call him. And he lives in Canada, and he's chirping about, I can't believe Americans would vote for this, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, that's like your football team being 2-15 and blaming the fans. Like, dude, the fucking team, the guys in there did a shitty job, and then the people voted to replace them. I mean, come on, everybody. It's not about. Don't make it about personal shit.
Yeah.
Yes, man. But anyway,
why are you attacking Americans? Why are you attacking Americans?
Yeah, right. Attacking Americans. I mean, come on, man. I don't agree with that on either side. By the way,
absolutely,
man. You vote for. I care about who you are as a person. No doubt.
All right, let's punt. Let me punt out of this here. Let me go here. All right. So you don't think they're going to put a 50 burger up?
No.
Okay. Do you think this is going to be a game like the Jags?
You think Kenny Flickett is good for 2 touchdowns?
Cooper Rush, you mean?
Kenny Flickett? No, because if they're up to 40, Jalen's not in the game anymore.
They're not. This is going to be a 4-quarter game.
You really think so?
It's the same stats I looked at last week with the Jags that I'm looking at with the Cowboys. It's the same.
No.
Okay, well, let's go here then.
They're the worst run defense in the league.
Hold on. Okay, they were the worst pass defense. They were 31st.
The Eagles are better in the run.
Okay. Well, then why was it a 4-point game for a 2-7 team?
Because Nick Sirianni's is a bag of dicks. Wait!
All of a sudden he's going to get an influx of being.
I've been consistent on that since Monday. Are you kidding me?
Wait a minute. He's going to be
all of a sudden, a concussion because I won't let him off the hook.
He's going to be like John says,
Let me
it's
chirp John.
situational.
I chirped John this morning. I want to chirp again here. We have Brandon Lee Gowton on this morning. Brandon Lee Gowton literally says exactly the same thing I said. And John's like, oh, yeah, good point. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You made me feel like I'm 3 sheets to the wind for saying that.
Wait a minute. He attacked the deliverer.
Yeah,
that's
maybe
you.
John doesn't like me pushing back on him. That's right.
Really? Hey, I'll tell you what, man.
I think he's stuck in his head that I'm Sileo-ized.
All right, let's take a look at these Cowboys here, Junior. You ready? Personally, I agree.
Stink.
Wait a second. Okay. I thought the Jags stunk. Let's see here. The Dallas Cowboys are 14th in total offense, 336. The Eagles are 6th with 377. Passing offense. The Dallas Cowboys are number 1 in passing offense. And I don't think that's going to change much with Cooper Rush, like Vic Fangio said, and like Kellen Moore said. He's very capable of moving the sticks. They're the number 1 passing team in the league. The Eagles, of course, are down in the 20s because of Wishbone. Rushing offense. Think about that. The Cowboys have the number 1 passing offense, and there's Hurts sitting there at 21. How you doing? Elite. Anyway, rushing off.
Take him out of the game in the third quarter every week because we just dominate teams.
Yeah, that's right. That's because you guys always take guys out of the game in the third quarter. You're lucky you're in a game still in the third quarter. How about this one? This is where it really is ugly, man.
Yo, real quick, business on the air before you get this out. Casillas says 3:30 Central Time. Isn't that 4:30 Eastern? He said question mark.
He said 4:30, man.
I'll ask him if he wants 3:30 or 4:30.
Yeah, do that, please. He told me
you're good with
4:30 Central. 4:30 Central is 5:30 Eastern, but that's okay. If he wants to do 4:30,
I'll say 4:30 and see what he says.
Yeah. Put him on 4:30 if we can. By the way, how about Mark Holmes moaning and crying and bitching and like, no, he may not come on.
I still didn't watch the video yet.
I'm not either. I don't really. He could cry.
Somebody's got to report. Apparently, he was ripping into us though, which is pretty hilarious. I love Mark. He cracks me up.
Hey, that's all right here. Hey, dude.
I mean, listen though. Listen to how funny it is. Mark has something planned, so he can't make the show today. And instead of just not showing up, he decides to roll camera, make a stink, and get a little bit of clicks out of it. I think it's pretty good content. I think anybody that's in our business can appreciate that.
I do. Yeah. I do appreciate it. Hey, from this stat down, for the rest of the things that I'm going to bring up to you, the Dallas Cowboys are atrocious. Ready? So the Eagles are second in running the ball at 175 yards a game. It's unbelievable. The Cowboys are 31st with 82 yards a game. I want to show you something here, and I usually don't flip, but watch this. So they are 31st in running the ball, and they are 30th in defending the run, giving up 150 yards a game. Aren't you just going to fucking hand the ball off 700 times in this game and run them over?
Certainly makes you want to do that, doesn't it? I mean, and this is a game I think I would get, especially if Michael Parsons doesn't
I'm getting Kenny Gainwell some
that's
right.
I'm getting Shipley involved. I'm getting Dotson on a wheel route. I'm getting all these dudes involved.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I forgot about that guy.
Dotson on a jet sweep or something. I'm getting all these dudes involved to try.
Jahan Dotson is compatible with a bag of dicks. Yeah. That's what I think he looks like.
That's our second reference to a bag of dicks today. We might want to throw that one out.
Because I think he resembles that with the way he plays. How about this one? Scoring offense. They're 20th. The Eagles are 11th. Red zone. The Cowboys are 31st in red zone. So when they get down there, now they got a backup court. I've never seen Dallas this bad. I mean, the Eagles are 15th, but you're 6-2. The running, you know what happens with the Eagle offense? That 20th ranking in passing and that red zone and third down becomes skewed because you're running the ball so effectively at 175 yards.
Right.
Those other numbers kind of get skewed, and they're not really true metrics that you can look at and go, well, the offensive passing game must be struggling. Yeah, but funny, when I watch it and use my eyeballs in the game, the passing offense the last 4 weeks doesn't look like it's struggling when you're watching the way they're throwing the football around. I mean, You know what I'm saying, Xander? That
Yeah.
175 kind of like skews it a little bit. Here are the Cowboys defensively. Total defense, they're 27th. Dude, I can't believe what I'm looking at over here on this side for the Birds. And I see this is why you've got a gigantic Woodrow Wilson for these guys here on defense here when you're looking at these numbers here, because it give me a Woody too. Total defense, 27th. They give up 364 yards a game, the Cowboys. The Eagles are third in the league. Pass defense, the Cowboys are 18th, giving up 217. The Eagles are 7th. Rush defense, the Cowboys are 30th, giving up 148 yards a game. The Birds are 5th. Scoring defense, the Cowboys are 31st. They give up almost 30 points a game. The Eagles are 9th. Red zone, they're the worst red zone defense in football. The Eagles are 6th. Third down, the Cowboys are 12th. It's like their best stat on defense. The Eagles are 18th. I got to tell you, dude, I don't think I've ever seen the Cowboys in this shape.
It sounds like a blowout this weekend. I'm honestly struggling to see why you think it's going to be close. Just because it's like a divisional game and it'll be one of those games where the ball bounces and keeps it close.
Just like
now, I will say,
like the Ravens losing to the Browns kind of shit. Those games, it's an AFC North game. Okay,
yeah, I know what you're saying.
Backup quarterback step in. I mean, I get. Look,
I need the chat's help with this and you might know actually, Sills, but didn't Dak Prescott go down at some point in the last couple of years? I don't know when it was, but somebody made this comment on Birds 365, and Cooper Rush was 4-1 or 5-1.
He's 5-1
in his absence.
He is
now.
5-1.
If that's the case, I mean,
Kellen
they had better talent at the time. But yeah, he's a
Kellen
capable guy.
He's capable of moving the sticks.
All right, Tony's good for 4:30, by the way.
Hey,
Central,
listen.
So 5:30 Eastern.
4:30 Central, 5:30.
Yeah, so he's good for that.
All right, hey, listen. No, he's capable, but he's not Dak, dude.
Oh, see, LJ. LJ, I got to give it to you, bro. You've been on your game. We beat him that year. The one loss was us.
Wasn't it 20-16?
What year? Well, I'd be curious to know what year. I forget what year that was. Was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
I think it was the 22 season.
Oh yeah, we beat everybody.
No. Was that the 22 or 21 season that Dak went down?
Yeah, it was 22. 4 for 4's got it.
Okay, was 26-16? That was it was the Super Bowl year.
Yeah, 26-16. Nosti Beats says.
I thought that game went into the fourth quarter though, and the Eagles pulled away from it late. I thought that game was close for a little bit, and it ended up coming back on them a little bit, and they ended up putting it away late.
Wait, speaking of 4 for 4, he brought up something that I thought was interesting. That's worth.
There it is, right there. 2016. That was the game.
Yeah. 4 for 4. Look at this. Jalen is 5th in the MVP odds. Look, is this another preseason Big Z prediction?
Hold on here.
That's got some life.
Let
me tell you, I'm on a legendary run of predictions right now.
Hold on for a second. Let me take a look at this stiff on MVP numbers right now.
I can't remember the last time I had a wrong prediction. If somebody wants to let me know when that was.
See here. Let's find out here. If he ends up the season with what he's doing right here, let's take a look at these MVP numbers right here on this great MVP.
We're so fixated on the numbers.
3,770 passing yards, 21 touchdowns, and 9 picks. 70%, 456 attempts, about 300 attempts less than Mahomes. And there he is, an MVP candidate who can't get out of his own way, but he's playing better against shitty teams.
I'm going to send your resume to PFF and say, this dude, I never seen a guy be so obsessed with stats.
No, I'm obsessed with people you play and at least tell me. That's like giving me a schedule of playing Tennessee Chattanooga all week instead of playing in the Southeastern Conference. Are you freaking kidding me?
No, it's not.
So wait a minute. Get this, folks.
No, it's not. That's a shitty
Danner's going to try to tell you that BYU undefeated Hey, that's a
That's
great
a
team.
terrible comp, dude.
You put BYU in the SEC, they win 5 games.
Dude, there's hundreds of college teams, and 90% of them
Oh,
suck.
okay, well, wait a minute. Records don't indicate who wins the Super Bowl.
I never
If
said
that was the case, the undefeated Patriots would have beat that 10-6 Giants team, and they would have knocked the hell out of them. By the way, you had just as many wins as the Kansas City Chiefs did a year ago. How come they look good, you looked awful?
All right, when we beat Dallas,
Oh,
here's my bold
under
prediction.
500 team.
Here's a bold prediction, everybody.
Get
When
this.
we beat Dallas, and then
Let
we
me add
beat
that up.
Washington on Thursday night,
Hold on.
and then who is it? We have Commanders after that, or no, the Steelers after that.
Let's see here. That'll be 3-6. So that's 52. So after you beat Dallas,
Oh no, we
the
have
record
all
versus
right, we have the Rams after the Commanders. So we'll have Cowboys, Commanders, Rams, and Ravens.
wait, 29-52.
If we go 4-0 in that
You
stretch,
played
Big
one
Phil,
team this year with two teams this year with a 500 record.
we're gonna go 4-0 in that stretch.
And you're
and
1-1 versus them.
Jalen Hurts is going to be at the
Oh
top.
my
of the
God! You
MVP.
talked about empty calorie stats. That's it in a nutshell. You've played dog shit teams.
Go 4-0 in that stretch. Jalen Hurts will be at the top of the MVP board.
Oh yeah, top of the MD. Oh my God, that is.
He'll be crying about stats. People will be placing
Yeah,
their bets
I'm
to get
sure that
Jalen
he'll
Hurts.
overtake Lamar Jackson's.
No, it's not an easy stretch, Flex. I'm not saying they're definitely going 4-0, but I'm saying if they did, Jalen will be vaulted right to the top.
Baltimore's at 4,500 passing yards and 38 touchdowns and 1,100 rushing yards, and that's going to.
And they'll get bounced again in the playoffs.
He'll get bounced again by who? Mahomes. Okay, yeah. Your guy will get bounced by who? Mayfield. How you doing? How can you honestly? Hey, hang on for a minute. Look, let me.
Jalen Hurts hates Baker Mayfield. He's only been knocked out of the playoffs twice in his NFL career, and both times it was to Baker Mayfield.
I can't believe that. Oh, then again, he's never won a game on the road either in the playoffs. Let me see here. Philadelphia Eagles. Let's take a look at this. So the Packers, they have a winning record. Atlanta has a winning record. You're 1-1 versus them teams. New Orleans doesn't. Bucks don't. Browns don't. Holy shit. You haven't played a team with a winning record since week 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Correct,
and now you're going to play another one. You've got 7 weeks in a row with teams under 500 until you play Washington on November 14th. That's the next time you'll play a team with a winning record. And you're telling me, and you're looking at those empty calorie stats on defense, offense, and telling me he's MVP versus the Jags.
By the way, I got everybody. It was Brady the first time he got knocked out, but yeah, no, I think I'm in a good spot with where this team is right now. They're getting better. They're back to playing.
How do you know they're getting better?
They're not obsessed with the pass anymore. They're running. They're using their team better. They're using Jalen Hurts the right way. I mean, he's exploded in the running game. The defense is playing up the part right now. I get it. You want to push back on the Eagle narrative.
No. I want to have a little bit of common sense.
Right now, the team is looking good.
Common sense. Don't get taken by somebody that
I'm not getting too high. You're right.
You should be killing these teams, not hanging in there with them.
The average margin of victory in an NFL game is like 3.5 points or something. I mean, come on.
It is.
Now Sileo wants us. If we don't win by 38 points, it's a shit game
against a 2-7 team. Holy cow!
The NFL, dude, just win the game.
Oh my God! This is I mean, seriously, man, I'm getting hit with shrapnel, Eagle shrapnel here with this shit. You really think so? Zander's taking a team that after you play this week will be 3-6 or 3-7, 29-53. That's the combined. That's the combined record of teams who played this year so far. Who you fucking played?
I know, but look, and LJ brings up another good point. Like,
fuck LJ.
I appreciate LJ, but last year we played a gauntlet, and we won like every game in the gauntlet, and then we lost to Tyrod Taylor and Drew Lock.
Why?
Because we weren't playing good football. So I don't give a shit about the opponent as much as I care about what I'm seeing with the football team. Right now, they're playing good football. Now, that doesn't mean they're going to be playing good football in December and January, but right
You
now they're
think you're
playing
playing
good
good
football.
when you hang in with teams that you're
Well,
superior
let me
to.
ask you this. You don't think they played good football on Sunday? I know it was a close game. You don't think they played good football?
I the Jags are not, dude. They had
I
a
know, but coaching decisions
mass
were
unit out there.
awful.
4 guys in the O-line were second-team guys.
Yeah, and
How
they had
can I say you played well when you're playing against backups and practice roster guys?
I mean, the defense gave up 16 points in the game.
With an O-line that had all backups except the center. And I can't tell you who those wide receivers were. I can't even tell you who the running back is. Oh, NTN, he's good.
And the Tank Bigsby guy, I like him. He's good.
Okay. I thought the tight end's not that. Oh, that's right. The tight
Dude,
end.
that guy sucks. What was I? Everyone tells me Evan Ingram's like good. He sucks. He was brutal to watch.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't. Dude, so when someone, so do you think the Eagles played good on defense Sunday? I don't know.
I asked you about the football game. Forget defense. The game. The team played good. There were some really dumb decisions that kept the Jags around, and a nice bounce of the ball.
I think they had a ton of mental errors
in
that game. I think they had a ton of mental errors in that game.
Well, that's fair. So you can point to that and say that's coaching or that's preparation or whatever you want to say that is. I have no issue with that.
Execution of players. We'll use that one. How's that one for you?
Don't go down that route, please.
Yeah, I know. I get that.
I thought they played good football though. Like I didn't watch that game and say, "What the hell are they doing on offense?" Like I didn't come away from that like I did after week 4 when you're 2-2 and you're like, "What is this team trying to be?" I didn't come away with that feeling at all. I came away with there were some shitty bounces of the football, some shitty calls, and some really shitty coaching. And yeah, that'll keep a game close in the NFL.
So let me throw this at you here. Kellen Moore the other day said this when asked about how they're putting game plans together. He said it's completely a collaborative effort. And someone even asked the question to Kellen, how much is Nick's involvement? He goes, he's involved in it. Who's calling the plays? Is it Kellen?
It's Kellen, dude. It's Kellen.
It's Kellen.
It's Kellen,
So
but it's
Kellen's calling those shitty plays and those shitty decisions.
Yeah,
at the end of drives.
But it's also not only Kellen where he comes in with his own ideas and is able to just run things. And, I had this conversation again with John and people were commenting, please move on from Nick Sirianni. And I get it. I know you guys don't want to listen to it every day. And I'm fine with that. I did move on from it. But in my most recent conversation with John, I got out information that I was looking for. It doesn't matter who's the head coach. They're making all of those decisions. So we can cry about the front office. It's 100% an organizational
thing. Never
thing.
win a Super Bowl with that mentality.
I'm saying though, but that's what came out of it. Because I said, we did the debate, and he's like, "All right, we'll take Nick Sirianni out of it."
And the only way you win a Super Bowl is when a coach went off script.
Yeah, now many people point to that as
he went off script,
a sign of aggression working.
Yep, right. He knows how to apply it. The front office doesn't because they're not football people. And here's when people say, move off that. You can't move off that when what did you just get through saying a couple minutes ago? The point differential in a football game is about 3 points in a game. At the end of the day, dude, bad situations, missed blocks, not going and getting the first down, cost you Super Bowls when you're in a game, not versus a 2-7 Jaguar team. So you can't move off that stuff.
I agree with that 100%. I'm not pushing back on you at all about that. And that's why in the moment when people are like, oh, you're overreacting to Nick. See, I think it's the little things that you got to worry about more. I think the little details matter the most, because when you get into when you get into those tight margin games and you're playing guys like Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, you make up one mistake will cost you the game. Just ask Jalen Hurts. You think Jalen Hurts doesn't think about that fumble?
Oh, he has to. It's one of those. He probably wakes up.
I'm not criticizing him, but that was the swing. That was all the Chiefs needed to win that football game. One mistake. Jalen Hurts was.
That's what we do here on a daily basis. That one play, the special teams gaffe in that game. that made that team come back from 10 down versus that dude. When you get in games like that versus Detroit, you can't miss not getting the first down. You can't miss that with bad situational, keeping 9 points off the board. That's what the exercise I do every day is. This is not about beating the fucking Jags. This is about going the distance. That's what people don't get with me and how I look at this shit. You think I give a crap about the Browns game or the way the Jaguar game? I look at how you play in those games. That's why when you ask me this, Sills, do you think they played good football? No, I think they played okay football in that game, and you allowed the offense of the Jags to start get rolling again late in games because of what? Poor decision-making by the head coach, player lack of execution. All of a sudden, they started throwing the ball, and there you were with an opportunity for the Jags to beat you late in a football game, and a bad team lost on a bad play. That's common sense. That team's not going to make 10 plays in a row, the Jags, to beat you. The Lions are.
That's fair. I don't have an issue with you pointing that out, no doubt. I mean, you got to strive for excellence. That's part of the reason that you are the way you are about your approach to the football game. You know, not everybody looks for excellence, and I appreciate that you do. I got no issue with that.
Hey, Vic Fangio said something here that kind of like still bugs the shit out of me here. He was asked a question about Bryce Huff. And he said that Bryce
You don't
Huff,
like Bryce Huff.
I hate this guy.
He does not like Bryce Huff.
He was asked a question about situational, and Nick was also, and he said this about the rotation today, that Huff is a rotation guy. $18 million rotation guy is going to kill you in the. Hey, dude, let me ask you this. What was the one determining player, and who was the most valuable player in the playoffs in 2022?
Most valuable player in the playoffs in 22. Let's see.
The Eagles.
We destroyed the Giants, and then we destroyed the Niners, and then we lost in a nail-biter in the Super Bowl. I would say Reddick, but he didn't show up in the Super Bowl. I'd say maybe Jalen.
No way. Jalen stunk in the Giants game, and
but he didn't have to be great. That's why.
Oh, Reddick was spectacular. Okay, so get this.
A lot of people saying Reddick.
He had a sack in every game, Zander. He had 3 sacks. He ended up with 19.
He didn't have a sack in the Super Bowl.
I thought he had one in the Super Bowl. I know he had one in the Giants, and he had one.
Remember the field issues?
I think he had 2 in the NFC title game.
Remember the field issues, though, in the Super Bowl? He didn't get home in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Emre's, Reddick or wet field. Clearly the wet field won, my guy. Let's look, though. I'll look because, I think it's an interesting. Is it when you asked me the question, though, what were you thinking?
I'm thinking this. You have to have a guy on that side of the football that's going to create as much havoc as offensive football players do. Let me ask you this. Who made the critical play in the Super Bowl this past year that turned the game around for the Chiefs late in the game in the fourth quarter? Who was the player? Do you remember? The player that made the play that ended a drive for the Niners, and it was a spectacular play. Do you remember who it was?
Reddick?
It was Chris Jones.
Oh, and the Chiefs. Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah. I mean, he's a beast, Chris Jones.
You have to have that guy on the side of the ball, dude, to create that kind of
You don't think we got anybody?
No.
I think Jalen Carter can be that. He's not yet. I'm not saying he is yet. I think he can be that, though. He's a disruptive guy.
He's not Reddick or Jones.
Well, he's obviously not Reddick, but
that loss of Reddick is going to haunt you on pressure because how about this? Do you think you've been rushing the passer well from the perimeter against these four?
I think they've come along in the last couple of games.
Come along.
It's better. I mean, they didn't start very good, and they don't have a dominant player, if that's what you're asking. I mean, Josh Sweat's having a nice year. They do not have a dominant guy.
He's got 5 sacks, and that's a thing. That's a good thing there.
That's solid, though. I mean, that's what what's his name has, the guy who just got traded. Zadarius Smith already has 5 sacks. He has 5 sacks this year too, which is pretty solid. Pretty solid. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
I didn't think he was that productive. Like,
He is.
how old is Zadarius Smith right
I
now?
think 31 too.
I mean,
Look
I
up
liked him a lot
Minnesota.
when he was in Green Bay. He's
Oh,
32.
Green
I
Bay.
mean, he's 32.
Okay. I want to show you something here. And I pointed this out again to people, and this is just regular season. In that year that you guys went to the Super Bowl, you had 38 sacks from the perimeter. You're never going to go nowhere near that number this year.
Yeah, but
If
that was an anomaly, dude, wasn't it? I mean,
well, the most. Let me give Reddit. Let me give Sweat 10. What's his name? Nolan may have 5. Huff may have what, 2? You're gonna go from 38 sacks and 22 when you went to the Super Bowl to 17. You need to have more. You need to have more pressure on the perimeter. That helps your secondary too.
well, it's got to be
Against
Bryce
those good
Hufflepuff.
teams. So when people go like this, Sills, how do you think the defense is coming along? I mean, where are they in sacks? They've got to be down at the bottom.
No, they're not. I don't think they're too low.
I mean, well, one guy's got 5. Carter's got 3. I mean, who has? I'm wrong then. Okay, I thought they were down in the 20s when it came to sacks.
Let me look. Sacks. Wow, Giants lead the league.
They got Lawrence got 7.5.
No, Dexter has more than that. I think he's up to double digits already.
No,
Birds are 12th in sacks. That's not too bad, dude.
how many do they have?
22.
That's not awful.
It's not awful.
Now remember something though. That's not edge rushing. Some of that is also interior linebackers coming, like Bond and
Yeah, Bond's got a couple. Nakobe Dean has a couple.
yeah, I think he's got 4 if I'm not
Jordan
mistaken.
Jordan Davis has one. Jalen Carter has a couple.
I think Davis is 3. Okay. That's not awful. Okay.
No, Davis doesn't have 3, does he?
Not Jordan. No. I got
Carter.
Jalen Carter.
Carter,
has 3.
Carter has 3.
Yeah. Jalen Carter has 3. Okay. Okay. Here. Are you concerned about this number? And I'm going to continue to bring this conversation up all the time with you here. Right now, Saquon's got 3. He's on pace for 340 carries. He's never carried the ball over 293 in his entire 6-year career.
I said it this week. It's time to get Kenny Gainwell and Will Shipley going a little bit. I mean, I'm a little bit concerned about it just because I'd rather him be more effective late in the year. But at the end of the day, like, can you legislate it? You know what I mean? Like,
no,
you can't really. That's what I mean. Like, he might get hurt on the 50th carry of the season on any given season. Like, you can't over legislate it. You got to manage it a little bit. Get him out of the game early if you can.
So you don't want to Joel Embiid him and kind of like load management here and kind of like
fuck Joel Embiid.
Wait a minute here now. You've got to pull back. You can't. This guy can't carry the ball 340 times and survive.
You don't think so?
No, I do not. He's never done it. But you're telling me he's 27 years old, and you think after 2 knee injuries, hey, guess what? He found the fountain of middle age.
Well, the one thing about Saquon too is he takes some big hits, dude, doesn't he? Just the way he runs.
That's my issue with it too,
he
dude.
Takes some big, like even that hurdle. I know it was dope hurdle, man, but that dude cleaned his clock from the back, man. He takes some tough hits, and he's always falling forward, so he's kind of absorbing more contact. You got to manage it the best you can, but you got to live with it to some extent. This is why you signed the guy. You signed him to be a great running back. He's going to get a lot of carries. So I hear what you're saying, but I'm not gonna game plan getting him out of the game every week. You just can't. If you're in a close game and you got to win, I mean, you got 2 divisional games coming up. You're gonna put Saquon on the bench?
If I knew that at the end of the day, like what the Kansas City Chiefs did last year by resting and not having what's his name go for it on 3rd and 4, 4th down against the Raiders, and they saved Mahomes. Instead of picking up first downs, they told him to get down. I don't know. Hey, winning a game, but it's the divisional game, so you have to win those games. I get it. But if it's Baltimore, man, I don't care if Barkley is in the ball game against Baltimore. I care Barkley's in the game against Washington and against the Cowboys. You've got to win your division first.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Here's his carries: 261, 217, 19, 162, 295. That was 2022. 247.
What's your general feeling right now about the Commanders? Are you going to split with them?
I want to see how they play against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game to watch.
I want to see what they look like.
Eagles are what? 4:00 this weekend?
Yeah.
With the Cowboys?
I want to see.
That game might be a snooze fest.
Hey, I want to see what they look like against Pittsburgh. Because Pittsburgh beat up Atlanta earlier in the year.
Yeah.
And
Atlanta's finding a rhythm right now. They look pretty good.
Atlanta's good.
Yeah.
So I look at I'll tell you what, I don't know where Marcus Latimer is going to be. And I know that he's been kind of banged up, but he's been on a shitty football team.
Marshawn Lattimore.
My bad. I can't wait to see him out there. Excuse me, man. I forgot that you got you got the thesaurus on all the freaking names over here.
It's not a thesaurus. You're doing a sports show. Be accurate.
Oh, accurate. Oh, hey. That's right. I forgot. I'm a reporter.
I'm not telling you you're a reporter, but if you're going to say a name, get it right.
Oh, he is a great player, though. Dude, you know they got him, though, for AJ. You ever see him against Mike Evans?
Yeah, no, those videos that go around social media are great of all the rivalries he's had with Mike. I don't think Mike Evans I don't think AJ Brown's going to handle that as well as Mike Evans did. Mike Evans is a mean motherfucker.
And Mike Evans is going to the Hall of Fame. AJ, he's trending up that way. But I got to tell you, Mike Evans is going to the Hall of Fame.
Mike Evans got a Super Bowl too, remember?
Yeah, he does. And by the way,
AJ needs some more hardware.
I'll tell you this, that guy that Kansas City signed? If DeAndre Hopkins gets a Super Bowl ring, he's going to Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's got 6 Pro Bowls.
Who, DeAndre?
Yeah.
That was a good move for them, dude. That was a really good
move. They pay
move.
anything for him, too.
I know.
And he looked like he did 5 years ago when he was in Houston.
Yeah, but would he look like this with another team?
Absolutely not remotely close.
He went to the perfect spot. Unlike
the Eagles, that quarterback in KC elevates people. Your guy, if they lose him, he doesn't elevate anybody, the guy. He's wishbone. He's not good as a passer. He's a great runner. That's who your 5th guy in the MVP voting
Tell
is.
AJ Brown that he just got another pay raise up to $32 million a year.
Oh, yeah. Everyone
wishbone as his quarterback.
Hey, everyone got a pay raise last year off a quarterback who sucked out loud last year. Okay. Yeah, all right. How come everybody played well except him?
Who, Jalen?
Yeah.
He didn't play too bad last year.
He was 2nd in turnovers, and he got blown out in the playoffs. Oh, you're right. He was great in that playoff game. You see him over there moping around.
Did Jalen suck last year, everybody?
Oh, God.
Hey, we got some honest people in here.
Yeah, we do. No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. Prince is honest.
Honest.
Spike will rip you if you criticize Hurts, but he'll come back with a comment the next day and say, "Can we tank for Shedeur?"
Shedeur? Give me the guy with character. I'll take Jalen.
A lot of people saying Jalen sucked last year. There's LJ.
Of course, finishes the top 8 quarterback with 3,400 yards passing and whatever the shit it was. 15 turnovers or 15 picks he had. He's top 8. Yeah. Okay. Baker Mayfield had a better year a year ago than he did. Are you crazy, man? And he beat him. And by the way, he's beaten him twice in a row. By the way,
Jalen beat Baker last year too.
Yeah, but Baker's 2-1 versus your boy, who's an MVP.
Yeah, and Baker's got the playoff win. I'm not saying it wasn't a bigger win. Jalen beat him early in the year, but Jalen, I don't get caught up in that because Jalen beat Mahomes last year. No, because it's the same shit. Everybody's like, "Oh, we beat Mahomes."
Oh yeah,
Mahomes raised the trophy.
Hey, folks, guess what? That's right. Remember this. Jalen got the nice commemorative, hey, I participated in a regular season win. And the other guy's got, he's walking around with this one around his neck. How you doing? And I got another.
Baker got bounced the next week. Come on, don't give me that.
They play well against Detroit.
Okay,
They
and they got
played
that.
well. They did
You got
pretty
that.
well against Detroit. Let's get to these super
Now he's
chats.
giving second place trophies. You can't keep up with this guy.
Shit, I tell you what, you keep telling me fifth MVP and voting and shit like that.
All right, hey, I'm not
That
Vegas.
guy's never getting my vote for MVP.
Let's look it up.
You know what he did
NFL.
in 22? He did get it, though, for the Burt Bell Award.
Let's look up the NFL MVP odds right now.
Oh.
Jalen Hurts, number
Who's
6 on this list, tied with
who's number
Jaden
one?
Daniels.
Who's
Woo!
number one? Who's number one?
Lamar Jackson.
Who's number two?
The greatness of Josh Allen.
Who's number three?
The greatness of Patrick Mahomes.
Let me guess who four is.
You'll get it.
Jared Goff.
Yep, got it. And then Jaden Daniels, then Jalen Hurts, then Joe Burrow.
A freaking rookie is a higher odds to win the MVP than Wishbone Hurts?
Dude, that is
wow.
a bullshit thing to get crazy about. He's obviously having a good year.
A guy who's only played 9 football games is a higher ranked guy for MVP.
Yeah, sometimes Sills just takes it out of me, everybody. I mean, look at his bullshit argument. Yeah, he's playing good football. You ranked him higher on your quarterback list yesterday.
Man, now they got the money. Guys are saying that.
Where'd you have Jaden Daniels in your quarterback rankings yesterday? Fifth. You had him higher than guys like C.J. Stroud, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield. Huh?
Yeah, he is playing
better.
Yeah,
So of course he's going to be high up on the MVP ranking.
Oh, I thought your guys been playing MVP.
Let's see him finish it. All right, let's see him have a good year. He's 9 games. Jalen had a good 9 games too last year.
Wait a minute. Let's see him play more than 4 against 4 shitty teams.
Dude, who have the Commanders beat?
No one.
No one. Correct. So stop using that argument.
You just asked me, what's your take on the Commanders? I said, let me see him against Pittsburgh.
What did I say? That's a diabolical pause. You know, sometimes I don't even know what I say up here. Handsome hustlers.
Hang on. You asked me, what do you think of the Commanders? I said, let me see him against the Steelers.
All right, good. Let me see him against the fucking Eagles, where we're gonna beat them twice.
Let me see him against the 3-6 Cowboys. How you doing? Oh my God!
Want to make a bet on air? I bet we beat the Commanders twice this year.
Oh, absolutely not. Shit, you got to worry about beating the Giants twice. You got beat by them last year. Tyrod Taylor and the pizza.
I bet we beat the Commanders twice.
No way.
What do you want? What do you want to bet? A 6-pack of beer?
No, what I would like to bet is maybe I get a Big Sills hat and a Big Sills shirt.
No, can't do it. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Let's get these super chats before I throw up.
We're gonna sweep the Commanders.
Do I have Casillas coming up in 3 minutes?
No, he's coming up at 5. Yeah, he's doing the 5:30.
Okay, good.
Oh, all right. That is a rough one.
Sometimes
Sills just takes it out of me. It's a diabolical
pause.
It's a diabolical pause, he says.
You guys are Fruit Loops with this stuff here. Let's go.
Yeah, a lot of Diddy in the chat going on.
Yeah, Diddy who?
Crazy. We played against them already this season. Who are you talking about?
Really?
He sent it 5 minutes ago. Who are we talking about?
Oh, that's right. Baker. He beat the shit out of you. I forgot about that one too. I forgot about that. It embarrassed him. You shouldn't have got off the bus in that game.
Baker Hayfield. Fuck him. YB, as long as we cover St. Brown, Gibbs, Montgomery, that's a lot of guys you're talking about there, YB. The same way we cover Slayton, Wandale, and the rest of the 2 p.m. strippers. Yep. We're Super Bowl bound. I quickly see that you're being
Hey, I can always see this, YB. That's because you've taken a team on at 7-1. You stick with the 4 and 5 teams and the 2 and 7 teams. That's where Zander gets his metric from, playing against those 2 and 7 teams.
Yeah, Sileo wants me to magically create an NFL schedule and create games that the Eagles have played, and then make judgments based on
I'm not making judgments
games.
Off of what your 6-2 record is. I'm making.
You got a problem with the schedule? Call up Roger Goodell.
No. I have a problem with people overblowing like you did a year ago when you were 10-1.
I'm not saying. I already said many times that you can't crown us yet. We got to keep building. Abe says we're gonna have a JAKIB tailgate if we make the Super Bowl. Not a bad idea, but I got to be focused on content. That would be the problem, Abe, is how do I balance being a drunkard with Philly fans and
Oh,
in the
great.
parking lot
That would be
versus
great
making some
television.
content.
That would be great television, man.
I got to
Getting
pay big
cameras.
sales, Abe. Remember, I got to keep the content train going.
Hey, wait a minute now. A pitcher of beer for 4 hours? Let me see how many pitchers you think I could gun in 4 hours. I think I could probably put 6 down. 6 and 3 sandwiches. I'm ready to rock. Let's go. How you doing?
I wonder how many beers you could drink in your heyday. I
Oh,
mean, I could drink a lot of beers in my heyday.
let me tell you a story here.
You could probably
Hang on. So
annihilate beers in
I
your
went to a
heyday.
sorority once. We had a sorority. They had a sorority party. This
Yeah,
was
they
at
had 'em,
the U.
yeah.
So no, wait, no, this was at Maryland. This was my freshman year. So you know those funnels that kids have back in the day. You know, you put beer funnels. You had a beer funnel. You had a thing there. You know, like an oil where you put oil
Yeah,
in
I
your
know what a
car.
beer funnel is. Yeah, they used to have
Okay.
them in
Well,
3-story one in
this
Alabama.
one guy had a transmission funnel. When a big one, it was blue. So they put a 6-pack in there.
Oh,
And I just went like this with this thing, man. Hey, my aunt's
Oh.
watching this shit. I went.
See, you know what they did to us when we were pledging and
I
shit?
got it down though, man.
I'm sure that doesn't surprise me at all. What they did to us and when we were pledging in Alabama, they did this back room in the one house. And it was 3 stories. It was like the back staircase. And they had the funnel wrapped all the way down the stairs. And they'd make you go at the bottom, and a bunch of the dudes would be at the top. And they could fucking put anything in this thing, vodka, liquor, anything they wanted. They would just gun it down. Oh, it was a nightmare, dude.
Down there, I would
telling you,
imagine in Alabama,
as
Everclear.
fun as college was, I don't miss that shit
Hey,
at
Everclear,
all,
I'm
man.
sure that shit was down. You know what Jerome?
Dude.
Hey, you know what Jerome used to do with Everclear? Check this out. So he'd get a trash can. He'd buy a brand new trash can, and he would get like trash bags, 3 or 4 of them, and he'd make them as liners. He would get like watermelons and muskmelons and bananas and grapes and shit. He would dump it in there. He'd dump that Everclear in there. And then he would dump like orange juice and shit and all that stuff. And let me tell you something, man. You want to get absolutely annihilated? Drink that shit, dog.
Yeah,
I've never been more fucked up in my life than I drank that stuff.
Jungle juice. That's what they call it now. It's jungle juice. It's gross. It's gross.
Hey, by the way, Philly 500 said that he will come on right now if you want.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we want him with Mark, though?
No. No. Because I'm going to kill Mark.
Giving the fuck you to Mark.
Yeah. Hey,
yes,
Philly, if you're in here, man, let's get the super
LJ's shitting on me because he's like, you're 22. I'm 26, LJ. So the heyday was 8 years ago. It feels like a long time for me. All right, LJ, cut me some slack, bro.
We'll send you a link. We will send you a link.
All right, let me roll through these supers so I can get.
Yeah, let's get them.
Justo says the Tush push being stopped twice by the Jags. Are we concerned about the play? Also, the fact my lot has been out. Doesn't he play a big factor in the success of the play? Big guys, lots of power. I'm
running that Tush push.
They don't go through the tackles at all in that play.
No, but I would say this to you, that I'm going to run that play for a couple more games, and I'm going to see how it goes. Because I could say this, is that an anomaly or is that now a trend? You know what I'm saying? Unlike John doesn't want to hammer on Nick for taking a flare pass. Instead of a flare pass,
he said that was a bad decision.
Hey, dude, I'm running that play 3 freaking times, dog. I'm not gonna get out of that thing. I'm gonna run that bitch 3 times.
I hear you, man.
Better chance of making that than let's do it again, man. We're gonna run that mother.
I hear you. I'm with you on that. I'm with you. Big Fish says Cowboys suck so bad. Dallas week feels like preseason. It does, dude. Doesn't feel like Dallas week right now.
Yeah, that's what you guys were talking about the Jaguars last week too.
Talking about little Nicky.
Yeah, little Nick.
Bubble screen.
He's going to get away, huh? First play, bubble screen
minus a yard. Great. The Don is back in office, Flexen says. Flexen's trying to get me fired up. I'm not here to piss anybody off, Flex. I'm not here to piss anybody off. But the Don is back, no doubt. 13-4, 12-5 at worst. Need luck to beat the Lions, though. I had 13-4. That was my original prediction. It wasn't 14-3. It was 13-4.
Oh, God, this is so good. I can't wait for the Death Star. My God, you guys really think you're a 13-4, 12-5 team?
I mean, if they finish 12-5, that's 3 more losses. So let's say you take one of the Commanders, you lose to the Ravens, and you lose to The Steelers or the Rams?
Sure.
All right. I mean, you're 12-5.
I think you're 11. I think you're going to have the same. Okay, I said 9 wins. You may have 11, like you did a year ago. You ain't going to win more than that. You ain't that good.
Let's see.
No shit. You ain't that good. You think you are, but you ain't.
Little Sills crying about the games.
Not crying. Just telling. I speak facts here, unlike the mainstream media. That's why you always get the truth here, justice, and the Big Sills way.
We're going to need any given Sunday to win NFC, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that's every year, dude.
Yeah, but you know what, though, man? I'll say this about the NFC. Nobody in the NFC makes me do this. I think this is going to come down to injuries who wins the NFC. I really do. Who's ever the healthiest in that NFC, I think is going to win it. And
I like this. YB, where are you? This dude sends a lot of super chats, and they're all in Egyptian pounds.
Yeah, this guy's in Egypt. This guy's sending super chats from the pyramids.
He's sitting on the top listening to Big
Yeah,
and Big
this guy's sitting on the Sphinx right now, sending me Egyptian money there from the Sphinx.
How is it over there, man? How is it over there?
Hot as hell. Hot as hell.
I believe that.
Okay,
we can trade Dotson and Huff after June 1st for a bag of dildos and break even on cap. I recommend one bag per play. You guys, man, are too funny. We got a funny ass chat room, don't we?
No shit, man.
Dak Prescott. Did we get this one?
Get the W, stay healthy, don't play down, get ready for Washington. Okay? Yeah. All right. Hey, send Philly that link.
All right,
let's do it now.
What's
we'll
that?
Get you now. I'll tell them now. We'll get you now. We're sending now.
Let me find it.
Jesus criminy, man. By the way, I'm gonna kill Mark Holmes.
Oh, you should crush him, dude.
I'm going to.
He was shit talking. I didn't watch the video yet.
Hey, but what I'm sensing right now is, hey, this is what happens, you know. I had Johnny Mack almost walking off the set. I got Mark Holmes posting videos on me. I got Bob Lane.
He's apparently still crying that you didn't were you supposed to go to the Cowboys game? He said that. I'm like, I have a hard time believing Sileo said he was going to go to a game in Dallas.
This is exactly how this went down. As soon as I said I'm going to go to Arlington, Zander texts me, or no, he behind the thing, he goes, that'll never happen. Zander's got 2 tickets still on his billboard that I blew off like 3 years ago that he brings up constantly to me. Hey, by the way, one of the only reasons why I showed up last year was because I fucked him over 2 years ago, and I still had problems, and I couldn't find my way around the Philly
airport. He was being paid for it. He was being paid, and he still fucked us over.
Still get that. It's crazy.
Look at him. I'm in Egypt. I'm at the pyramids. Let's go, YB. Thanks for watching from Egypt. Isn't that cool as shit that me and you are sitting here right now talking, and there's some dude in Egypt listening to it? I think that's dope. I love that about what we do.
YB, your new name is Pharaoh.
All right, I'm leaving. I got work to do. Yesterday,
send that link to my boy, Philly 500. Look at me. I'm not even going to take.
There he is.
Hey, by the way, so I don't know what it is to me. John McMullen almost wants to walk off the set. Mark Holmes is bitching and moaning and crying and sending videos out about what a bitch he is. You know what he has and what the problem is? And this is why Philly 500 is legendary. So, hey, you know what you should do? Send that bitch, Mark Holmes, a link. See what he does.
I'll
send that bitch a link.
That bitch ass. I love Mark. Hey, I gotta be honest.
Hey, no, I do too.
Up, dude. I watch Mark's channel.
If he wants to moan and cry, he can moan and cry.
It's going to be a fun 3 years on Mark's channel.
Wait a second. Let me say this to you before I get Philly 500 up. So, this guy makes it sound like we're dating. Like he goes like, Dan lied to me. Well, shit, dude, I lie to all kinds of guys.
Really?
I go, what are you talking about, man?
Even if you were dating, he wouldn't be.
He's all pissed off like we're girlfriend and boyfriend.
Let me send him a link. All right, I'm getting out of here. Yo, appreciate everybody in JAKIB Nation. YB is the chatter of the day, coming in live from Egypt, my dude. Yeah. Egypt. That's pretty sick. All right, everybody. See you. See yourselves.
You got it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys very much. Hit the like button. Send that bitch Mark Holmes send him a link. I have nothing against him. Attacking Big Sills. All right. So without further ado, this guy is one of the busiest men in show business, and I love him to death. And I haven't heard his thoughts yet on Nick Sirianni and his fabulous coaching this past Sunday here, where he gave up 9 points and almost cost that team a game versus a 2-7 Jaguars. And me and John McMullen got in it so bad, John almost walked off the set. So I know a guy who won't walk off the set. He is our friend Philly 500, and he joins us now here.
What's happening, Sills? Big Sills.
What's up with your boy, man?
Which one? Sileo? Oh. That dude's a nut. The dude is a nut. He's totally losing it. He's coming unglued. You should have just seen the thing we just had to do. The guy the whole time's blaming the other people for everything. This is what this guy does. I told people early in the season, I don't think Mark can make it through the year without a breakdown. And I think it started. I think it has started.
The Cowboys have infected him so bad right now that it is